Program here for about 1 month, and the results that I have had have been incredible. And so I want to first of all thank you for your patience as we get started. You know what, I believe that every single life that we touch, you know, for those last 6 people that got in, you know, good for you. But everybody, you know what, come on and wake up your other people and get them to come on here. We're up to 170, Dr. Luago. So I'm so excited. And I promise you today, if you are here to increase your abundance in your life, you've come to the right place. But this is what I want you to do. I want you to take notes and pay attention. Do not let any distractions take you from what I'm about to say, because you might miss one thing that might make you not do this. And you know what? You will be sad because we're on a quick path, okay? It's always great to be on a wonderful wealth path, but it's even better when you could do it quicker, okay? So I'm gonna show you all that. And so with that, I'm gonna go ahead and get started. Okay, so today we're going to talk about crypto wealth. I have some very specific information for you, but we're gonna start out by talking about the basics because we wanna lay a foundation. You see, I wanna put it all together. It's like putting a puzzle together so you'll have a clear and definite understanding of why we're doing what we're doing and how you can feel 1000% confident that what you're getting involved in is purely for sure, okay? So what are cryptocurrencies and how to profit from them? So first of all, just a quick disclaimer, I'm here to tell you as a presenter, I'm not engaging in any rendering of legal, financial, medical, or professional advice. Please take the information that you hear today and make your own decision. Nobody's gonna twist your arm. Hey, you know what? If this isn't for you, we will still love you, okay? So just make sure that you make your own decision. All right, let's go ahead and get started. What are cryptocurrencies? They are digital assets and also a digital payment system. You see, it was created as the future of money. You know, there were countries that were having problems, right? So something had to be done. So cryptocurrencies were created as the future of money. Now, the person we credit the protocol of Bitcoin being launched is Satoshi Nakamoto. We're not sure, it could be a person, it could be an entity, but this is who is credited for launching the first cryptocurrency called Bitcoin. So why do we need digital assets? Well, everything's going digital. I think you will agree, right? Contracts are digital, we do banking digitally, almost everything's going digital. And you know what? In this time period where we are experiencing a pandemic, you know, for what we are doing, we're able to work from home because we have our computers and our smartphones. That is all digital. On the other hand, when we talk about currency, paper money can be manipulated. Paper money is not digital because when governments need more money, what do? They just print some more. So it devalues that fiat currency, that paper money. Now, cryptocurrencies, on the other hand, cannot be manipulated because there's a set amount. It is fixed in what we call cryptography programming. You see, when one of these programs get launched into the internet, it cannot be changed. It's launched into so many computers that it would take a very brilliant hacker to go in there in a nanosecond to change all of those computers to be able to change the program. That is the space that we are in. So I want you to know that there's no changing once that is launched, okay? Now also, did you know, maybe many of you here know, because we're on an international call, that there are over 4 billion people on this planet who have no access to a bank. They have no access to performing financial transactions, and that can hinder their life. Now, cryptocurrencies are also universal. You see, I love to travel, but you know what? Every time I travel, like I just got back from Mexico about a month ago, I had to get the pesos. If I go to Japan, I need yen. If I go to Europe, I need euros, and so on. Well, cryptocurrencies are cryptocurrencies all over the world. Let me show you an example of paper money that gets devalued. This is a real example that happened in Venezuela. Okay, in 2014, one of these bills called a 1,000 bolivares. Now, what you're seeing here is the front and the back. Okay, so one of these bills was worth $160 in 2014. Today, that same bill is worth less than a penny. It is worthless now. To make a bigger impact on you, let me just tell you, if you had a stack of 100 bills in your hand, of these 1,000 bolivares, you would have had $16,000 worth in 2014. But today, it's less than $1. That's an example of paper money being manipulated. So cryptocurrencies such as Bitcoin is the digital assets. And again, it is the first cryptocurrency created. The payment system is called the blockchain. That's the platform it runs on, and it's the ledger that stores the information of all the Bitcoin transactions. Now, some important facts to know about the blockchain is that it's been proven to be secure and unhackable. And here's a big deal. There is also no government or bank that oversees this system. Not even a grouping or, conglomeration of governments or banks. None of them oversee this system. It's completely decentralized. What it is there's a network of computers that confirm and validate the transactions. And these transactions, however, are verified by miners. So there's real people behind it. There's programmers. And when Bitcoin first started, the first people that were able to receive Bitcoin were these miners. Because of the fact that they were doing the work behind it, they had the ability to be awarded Bitcoin by solving a it was a very complex mathematical problem. Let's talk about what gives cryptocurrencies value. Well, cryptocurrencies follow the law of supply and demand. You see, when an item has a high demand with a low supply, that item will have a higher value. Let me give you an example of that. Probably half the world owns iPhones, right? And I remembered many years ago when I got my first iPhone, we were really loving it because it wasn't only just a phone where you can make a phone call. It was like a mini computer in your hands, and you could do all kinds of fun things, and there were some apps in there, that you could use, and it was just a lot of fun to have. And so when Apple announced that they were going to have their next version, those of us that had iPhones said, wow, I can't wait to get my hands on that next one. And they had announced a date of when we had to go to the store, because this was many years ago and we didn't order things online just yet, okay? And so they announced that they were going to open up on a certain date. And my friends and I, we all said, well, the store opens at 10 o'clock. Let's all go together. And one of the friends said, well, I'm going to be the first one in line. So I'm going to be there at 8 o'clock. You guys go whenever you want. I'm going to be there early. I said, well, wait a minute. I want to get one too. And I want to make sure I'm one of the first ones. I'm going to go there at 6 a.m. in the morning. And then before I know it, we're all talking about maybe going even earlier. You know what we did? We went there the night before. The store hadn't opened up. It was actually closed already. We stood in line, and it was fun to see that there were many, many, many more people who had that same idea, because before the morning came, there were like hundreds of people in line. And then finally that door opened at 10 a.m. And you know what? The first people that were there got an iPhone, but not everybody. There was more demand than there was supply. You see, Apple didn't make an unlimited supply. They knew that someday they would be coming up with another version, right? So not everybody got a phone. But guess what? Because of high demand and low supply, Apple was able to charge $1,000 per phone. And you know what? We were all like scratching our head going, wow, this is expensive, but I really want it. So most of us financed it. And then the people who didn't get a phone, as we walked out of the store with our phone in hand, they looked at us like with such great envy. And you know what? I recall somebody selling their phone to someone else who was at the end of the line and getting almost double for it. That is the law of supply and demand, and it comes in to our space here of cryptocurrencies. So Bitcoin was the first cryptocurrency, and it has a fixed supply, not an unlimited supply, a fixed supply of 21 million Bitcoins. Now, there's two important things you need to know about Bitcoin. 21 million Bitcoins were not placed into the economy all at once. You see, every 10 minutes, new Bitcoins would come out in what they call a block, and they would be awarded to the miner who confirmed and validated transactions and solved that mathematical equation, okay? Now, this process will happen until the year 2140. Now, if you look at this carefully, I did not say 2040. I'm talking about the year 2140, over 100 years from now, when finally all 21 million Bitcoins will have been released. And what that does is, see, when you don't put it all, out into the economy all at once, and you just divvy it up and you just give it out little by little, it creates scarcity and it keeps Bitcoin anti-inflationary. So let me demonstrate how this works. The number of Bitcoins awarded started at 50 Bitcoins every 10 minutes. We call that a block. Now, also by design, it was designed that every 4 years, the number of Bitcoins that would be awarded that came out every 10 minutes would be cut in half. So let me show you what I mean by that. Now, Bitcoin started in 2009, and at that time, 50 Bitcoins, again, this was by design, 50 Bitcoins were in a block, and it would be released every 10 minutes. 4 years later, okay, remember, part of the program and by design, 4 years later in 2012, that block got cut in half to 25. 4 years later in 2016, that block got cut in half. And then last year in 2020, that block got cut in half again. We only get 6.25 Bitcoins that come out every 10 minutes. And that will continue until 3 more years when we get to 2024. And that block will get cut in half again to 3.125 Bitcoins. Now imagine this. In one whole day, every 10 minutes, there's only 3.12 Bitcoins that come out versus 50 back in 2009 every 10 minutes. Isn't that a lot less? Yes, the supply is lessening, but the demand is going up. Now this process will keep on continuing. 4 years, it'll get cut in half again. Cut in half, cut in half, cut in half. Finally, when we reach the year 2140, the last bit of Bitcoin, and this is a depiction of what the last piece of Bitcoin that can no longer be divided is. It is 0.000000001 of a Bitcoin. And then all 21 million Bitcoins will have been put out in the economy. Now let's talk about the first value of Bitcoin and how it was established. Well, I was telling you, these miners were the first ones to collect Bitcoin. And there was a miner, and he said, I'm hungry and I want to buy 2 pizzas worth $25. And he put an ad out there and he said, hey, is there anybody out there that will send me $25 worth of pizza in exchange for 10,000 Bitcoins? And you know what? There was a Papa John's owner, and he said, I'll send you 2 pizzas worth $25 if I can have your 10,000 Bitcoins. And when that first exchange was made, it developed the first value of Bitcoin. And now Bitcoin had a value of 1/4 of a penny. Yes, it took 4 Bitcoins to equal 1 penny. Soon after that, many goods and services were traded for Bitcoin. A lot of these miners started having it. Remember, there was 50 Bitcoins coming out. So a lot of them had, quite a bit of Bitcoin. And so that started to circulate in the economy. And by the year 2015, Bitcoin was now worth $240. Now, how do I know that? It is the year when my good friend came to me and said, hey, I wasn't called Mrs. EtherLite then. My real name is Gail. He said, hey, Gail, come over here and learn about this thing called Bitcoin. And I'm going to show you how we can make money. I said, okay, what is that? And he said, it's virtual currency. I said, you mean money I can't touch? He goes, yeah, it's digital. And I'm like, no, thank you. You know what? That was the year my daughter decided to, she got accepted to some very prestigious colleges, including UCLA. I don't know if you've heard of this here in the United States, but we've got USC, UCLA. They're very well-known colleges, universities throughout the world, and it's very expensive. Every year, it would cost like $40,000 just for the education, and not including, the room and board. And I'm thinking, I'm not going to deal with funny money, and I'm not going to spend my good hard-earned money on something that I just don't have any confidence in, because I have bills. Okay, so I said no, thank you, and I walked away. Well, of course we were friends, but he was like, okay, whatever. So 2 years later, I'm looking on Facebook, and I see him and his girlfriend traveling around the world, and I'm thinking, wow, looks like their life changed. And you know what? They're going to exotic places, and they're showing us that they're dining in some fancy restaurants and popping a very expensive champagne, and they got engaged, and she's wearing this beautiful, beautiful big rock of a diamond. And I was just perplexed. They're wearing designer clothes. And so I quickly messaged them and I said, hey, congratulations. You guys look like you're having fun, but when you get back, you be sure to see me. And so they did. When they came back, you know what they did? They rolled up in a Rolls Royce. I'm thinking to myself, okay, wait a second. These were the people that I knew that were like me, just driving a regular, ordinary car, honestly working paycheck to paycheck. And now their life has changed and they're driving a Rolls Royce. And I honestly thought for a second, oh yeah, you could rent those cars. And so anyways, we sat down and we had dinner at this great restaurant that they picked and they paid for. And they quickly told me about how their life had changed. And you know what? First of all, I was saying, okay, I have to ask you, did you rent that Rolls Royce? And he laughed and he said, no. In fact, you know what? We've got several cars now. We've got Bentleys and Lamborghinis. And I was just like, wow, is this real? Well, it didn't take me too much longer to finally open up my mind and see what it is that they were doing. And I did join them in this venture. And so I can tell you that from 2017, I've been involved with Bitcoin, and it has completely changed my life. I've been able to buy a luxury car and just pay for it right on the spot. I've been able to pay for, my daughter needed special eye surgery, and I went in there and I remember the guy saying to me, Ms. Fajardo, how will we be financing this? And I said, well, can I just write a check? And he said, yeah, I just want to know though, how do you want to finance it? You can pay for it by check, like every month. I said, no, I want to write one check. I could just write one check, right? And he had this really, surprised look on his face. I guess not many people can do that. And when I look back at how my life was before cryptocurrency, I was living like that, okay? So I wrote a check, and then, of course, there were some fun things. But I will tell you, the day that I was able to have something for my daughter where she used to wear very, very thick glasses and could barely see if she didn't have those glasses. And also, you know, because as a young lady, it actually affected her self-esteem, having to wear those thick glasses, okay? And then, you know, she had some issues too, you know, with some other things, but I had the money. And probably out of everything that I've had with cryptocurrency, the best experience that I could share with you is when she got done with her eye surgery and she looked at me the next day and she said, "Mama, I can see and I don't need my glasses." And you know what? We both cried because you know what? For her, it gave her confidence. And I'm telling you, you know, if you don't have confidence, it can actually affect your life negatively. And so with me being able to do that because of cryptocurrency, that was a big deal. But after that, I've been able to help out charities and just do a lot of fun things. I've traveled around the world. Now, I'm not telling you this to brag because I'm just an ordinary person who wants this for you too. I want you to have the things that you want to have. I don't want it to just be a dream anymore, okay? And cryptocurrency can do that. And with the platform I'm about to talk to you about, it happened in less than a month. Yes, and I'm not making any promises, but we are on a great path. So I just want to share with you one more fun thing, because you can also do fun things. For my daughter's 25th birthday, I actually rented a yacht. I didn't buy the yacht, I rented it. Okay, I don't want all that maintenance, but we had a birthday party on a yacht. And that was such a blast because life should also be enjoyed. Okay, so now we look at what happened in 2020. Bitcoin reached $9,800. Wow, from 2017 to 2020, it went up by 10 times? Yes, but guess what? Today, one Bitcoin today is valued at around $33,800. Now, here's something I want to share with you. You know, in 2010, 10,000 Bitcoins were exchanged for that pizza, and it was worth $25. Today, that same 10,000 Bitcoins, now worth $33,800 each, is worth $338 million. Now, I want you guys to go in the chat and I want to see, has anybody ever seen where anything has started with a value of $25 and just over a little more than 10 years now has a value of $338 million? Has anybody seen that? Dr. Luago, tell me if anybody in the chat has said that they've found something that does this. Let me know, because I haven't seen anything. So let's ask ourselves, what is the limit of how much a Bitcoin or cryptocurrency could be? Can one Bitcoin actually be worth millions of dollars? Well, let's take a look at this. We have $1, as we know, has the smallest division is a penny, and there's 100 pennies in a dollar bill. Now we're talking US dollars. So we can say that 1 penny is denoted as 0.01 of a dollar. Now, did you know a Bitcoin can also be divided? Now, everybody go on the chat and tell me, how many divisions do you think are in one Bitcoin? If a dollar bill can be divided into 100 pennies, how many divisions are in one Bitcoin? Dr. Luago, can you tell me what are some of the answers there? Is anybody typing up any answers? Okay, maybe you guys are on mute. That's okay. All right, here, let me give you the answer. The number of divisions in one Bitcoin is 100 million. And it's called a Satoshi, not a penny. It's called a Satoshi in honor of the inventor of Bitcoin. So 1 penny is denoted as 0.01 of a dollar, because there's 100 pennies in a dollar, and 1 Satoshi is denoted as 0.0000001 of a Bitcoin. Does this look familiar? Yes, this is the smallest division of Bitcoin that cannot be divided. And that is why you saw this number here in the earlier slide. Okay, so remember that there's 100 million pieces in a Bitcoin, and it's called a Satoshi. Now, the reason why that is because if you had one Bitcoin and you decided you wanted to get a loaf of bread, how would you divide one Bitcoin? Well, it is divisible. So we can say, you know, maybe a loaf of bread might cost 0.0001 of a Bitcoin, and then maybe it might be worth $3, okay? So following the law of supply and demand, each of those Satoshis can have a value of $1 each. And so if that is so, then one Bitcoin could be worth $100 million each. And my whole point of this is that whatever the value of that Satoshi is, a Bitcoin can actually be worth far more than that. There's no limit. It has to do with the law of supply and demand. So with everything that I've told you, I want to raise your confidence in the cryptocurrency space. So I want you to go to Google and I want you to type this word, Bitcoin ATM near me. And I want you to find a Bitcoin ATM. Now, when this first started, these ATMs only transacted Bitcoin, but there's now many, many more cryptocurrencies, and some of them do multiple cryptocurrencies. So I want you to find one. And again, in the chat room, let me know if what you just found by searching on Google, how many ATM places do you find? Okay, because let me tell you, as I've said, I've traveled all around the world because of cryptocurrency. Here's another fun story. I am from the United States of America. I was born here, but my family's from the Philippines. And I had been there as a young girl, but I had not been to the Philippines for 47 years. But because of cryptocurrency, I was able to travel there. I've also dreamt about going to Dubai. You see, my profession is, I'm actually an electrical and computer engineer, and I'm fascinated with architecture. And I have seen all kinds of shows about Dubai and pictures that you see on the internet. And I said, one day I'm going to go there. It was my dream. And I wrote it down on paper. And you know what? Because of cryptocurrency, I had the best time and one of the best vacations ever in Dubai. And I did get to see the tallest building called the Burj Khalifa. And wow, that was an amazing, amazing trip. So when you search Bitcoin ATM near me, I know, since we are a worldwide community, that most, if not all of you, have found a Bitcoin ATM near you. Now, one more thing I wanted to say about this. I want you to go to one of these places, and I want you to touch and feel it, and I want you to take a picture, and I want you to send it to me, okay? Send it to mrsetherlite@gmail.com. I want to see all your pictures from all around the world with you standing next to a Bitcoin ATM, all right? Okay, and that should raise your confidence in this space that we are in. Now, somebody that I admire is Sir Richard Branson. Who is he? He is a worldwide known figure for being very wealthy. He's been successful in many, many different ventures. And you know what? He is being interviewed by this lady, and she's got this perplexed look on her face because she's asking him this question. She says, Sir Richard Branson, do you really think this cryptocurrency is going to work? And he said to her, well, Bitcoin is working, and there will be other currencies like it that may even be better. There is a big industry around it, and many have made fortunes. So I highlighted this in red because I want this to resonate with you from somebody who's very successful, who is someone we should follow. And he said there will be other currencies like it that may even be better. Now, one more thing I want to share with you guys. You know, for those of you that came here, I want to congratulate you because you have an open mind and you also have a desire to improve your life. But one thing I will tell you, it is a fact, every single one of us has gone through this. There will be people in your life, and sometimes the closest people, the ones that love you dearly, will say, oh, please don't get into that funny money. Did you know that stuff is used by criminals? They're going to come up with all kinds of things to discourage you. Do not be discouraged. Do you know what? We have many of these webinars and Zooms every day. In fact, we have 4 or 5 every single day. I will show you that to you at the end. You need to stay connected to this community, because did you know that the 5 people that you hang out with, you will emulate their success. And so if you're hanging out with a bunch of people who are unambitious, people who don't want to further their life, you will probably stay at that level. But if you start hanging out with people who have more to offer other people, people who are ambitious and have a positive air about them, you will be that way too. So, you know what? Love on those people who might be negative, but do not let them control your life, okay? You can easily say, you know what? I have a plan for my life, and what I'm doing, I've already looked at it and I like it. And so if you could just keep your comments to yourself, we'll still be friends, and you know, you can then go from there. Okay. So I want to stress that, because, you know, there are times when I find people who are interested in coming into what we're doing, but then their brother or sister, you know, tell them, oh, you know what, that's criminal. And let me tell you, what we're doing is not criminal. Okay, it's been around for a long time. There would be many of us who would be in trouble if it was. So I hope that you really got that impact of what I'm trying to say. All right, so now let's get to the big question. Let me ask you, did you miss buying Bitcoin at $1? Well, did you even have that opportunity? Like, did you even know about it when it was $1? Well, what about when it was at $10? What about like me when it was $240? When it was $240, I definitely was told about it, but I didn't pay attention. What about when it was $500? Was it in your world or your realm when it was $1,000? Well, now that it's about $40,000, would you buy it at $40,000? Guess what? Your answer should be yes, especially if you know that Bitcoin is predicted to be valued at over $100,000 in the near future. But let me ask you this. Who here has $50,000 laying around for one Bitcoin? Probably not many. But what if I can show you a way to leverage your time and money? Please spend the next 30 minutes with me. Pay close attention and also take notes. Here's something else I know. If you write things down, like, first of all, I want you to, at the end of this presentation, and no, I do not want you to go to bed tonight until you write down your goal. I want you to write down everything you ever wanted in life, and don't let any thoughts stop you. Like, don't think, oh no, I can't do that. Yes, you can. Yes, you can, okay? So take notes, and then at the top of your notepad right now, write down that you need to have a goal. So right now, just put the word goal, and then fill in the blank later, okay, and take notes. All right, so the first place that we wanna go to, and you know what, you guys? I've been in the crypto space for a long time, but I always have an open mind to learn. And I learned about going to CoinMarketCap from our dear Sir Monir Jennedy. You know, he's been my mentor in this space that we are involved in. And one day I came to his webinar, and he talked about going to CoinMarketCap. I've known about it, but I didn't really look to see what was that all about until he opened my eyes. Now, I like to have real data. What I am showing you today is something you can look up, okay? Because I'm not going to make up any stories. Everything I tell you is true from what I've experienced, and I want to show you that I took a screenshot of this website, coinmarketcap.com, today. I want you to see here, the timestamp, today is Sunday, May 23rd, and this was at 8:30 this morning. I look at CoinMarketCap every day. In fact, I look at it several times a day. But when I do a presentation, I want to show you real life data, okay? So I look up at the top here. Did you know there's over 10,000 cryptocurrencies now? Yes, that is a fact. And that is why I'm telling you it's here to stay. It's not something that is like, you know, an idea that's going to come and go. No, it's here to stay. Now, looking at this, the reason that CoinMarketCap was put together was to be able to rank the cryptocurrencies show the value and the price and give some technical analysis to people who need to have that information. So I look at the number 1 and the number 2 cryptocurrencies. The first one is Bitcoin. I'm not surprised. That's the one I know a lot about. And one of the things I know about Bitcoin is that, of course, the price, has gone up. And also, I actually experienced something that Bitcoin went through back in 2017 called a hard fork. Now, the reason why Bitcoin went through that, well, let me first explain what a hard fork is. A hard fork is something that a cryptocurrency would go through if they're having some issue that needs to be resolved. But remember, I told you the program cannot be changed. They can't change it. It is stuck and permanent in cryptography programming. However, the problem that Bitcoin had was now it was getting so popular in 2017 that the transaction speed started to slow down a lot. In fact, Bitcoin was made to be a store of value and for a way to exchange value, but it's also designed to transact 7 transactions every second, okay? Well, you think 7 transactions per second is a lot, but now think about the millions and millions of transactions being done with Bitcoin. And this was in 2017. Well, when they have that slow transaction, to speed it up, there's a way in cryptocurrency where you can pay more, okay? That's called the transaction fee. You could pay more to make it go faster. And so people were having to pay ridiculous fees to get their Bitcoin transaction in. And so that wasn't going to work. And so the programmers and developers of Bitcoin were scratching their head and they said, okay, you know what? We're going to create a parallel platform and we're going to create a new token. And guess what? We're going to give those new tokens for free to the current users of Bitcoin. So if you have a Bitcoin, you're going to get one of these new tokens and it's called Bitcoin Cash. So I call Bitcoin Cash the baby of Bitcoin because that was the new token that was created to alleviate the congestion that Bitcoin transactions were experiencing. And then using Bitcoin Cash, the fees were also much lower. And that is called the fork. And Bitcoin had that hard fork in 2017. Now, I'm looking at this second one called Ethereum. And although I didn't know too much about Ethereum, I did have an experience just 1.5 years ago. I went to a cryptocurrency conference in Los Angeles. And there was many vendors, and I was learning a lot about cryptocurrency. And I went to this one booth, and they had this game. You had to spin the wheel. And I spun the wheel, and I landed on a prize. And that prize was, I won $150 in cryptocurrency. And I was excited. And I said to the guy, wow, how do I buy Bitcoin with this? And he said, well, we're actually here to help you to see that there are many other cryptocurrencies, not just Bitcoin. And I said, oh, yeah, like what? And he said, well, you won $150 of cryptocurrency. And an up-and-coming cryptocurrency is called Ethereum. And I said, oh, okay. And he said, if you will put in only $15 more, you can buy one Ethereum for $165. Now, I want you guys to write that down, okay? So this was 2018. It was like October of 2018. Oh, no. It was a year and a half ago. So this was October of 2019. And I bought one Ethereum for $165. Wow, look at it today. It's $1,958. And I still have that one Ethereum in that special wallet. And you know what? I started learning more about Ethereum. And I learned that, guess what? Ethereum now is having the same problem as Bitcoin. It is actually it actually has a higher usage because it has a smart contract technology. You see, Ethereum has a technology behind it that Bitcoin does not have. And because of that smart contract technology, many more entities use it so that Ethereum has a community of over 115 million users. And it is much bigger than the community that use Bitcoin. Now, with Ethereum having this smart contract, first of all, what is a smart contract? A smart contract is technology that allows a company to build their entire infrastructure on it. They can keep their proprietary material and designs and processes, away from their competitors. They can store data. They can have high security. It's just got a lot of great technology behind it. And so now Ethereum is experiencing very, very high fees and also very, very slow transaction speeds. When I talk about high fees, it was just a couple of days ago, I was helping somebody buy something for $250. The transaction fee actually came out, we were laughing, it came out at $677 for something she was going to pay $250 for. Now that's ridiculous. And so of course you wouldn't let that transaction go. You would just have to wait. And if you wait, then you can do your transaction. But that's not how we want to live our life, right? We want to be able to pay for something right on the spot and have it, boom, go right through and pay very low fees. So guess what? Ethereum is having a major event. But before I go there, let us explore what happened to the baby of Bitcoin. And also, I do want to tell you that Ethereum is going to go up in value, that it is predicted, because of that smart technology, it's predicted to have a value at about $10,000 by the year's end. Okay, so keep that in mind, that Ethereum is very important for us to consider. Now, let's look at the baby of Bitcoin Cash. Bitcoin, called Bitcoin Cash. So you see here that as a review, Bitcoin had a hard fork in 2017 and created, I call the baby, Bitcoin Cash. And I looked today again, and I saw that Bitcoin Cash is number 11 out of over 10,000 cryptocurrencies. Bitcoin Cash, the baby of Bitcoin, is number 11. And it has a value of $525 today, okay? So here is CoinMarketCap, and I even put an arrow there so you can see, and also that this is from today, okay? I'm giving you real life information. Now, Bitcoin Cash, I can see here, after I do a little bit more looking, that if you blow it up, you can see here that it shows the low and the high within the month. Now, could you see here that Bitcoin Cash has actually gone up to about $1,600? The baby of Bitcoin has gone over $1,000. And that's going to be an important point for me. So I want you to make sure you write that down, and you keep in mind that Bitcoin Cash has hit an all-time high in 1 month, this past month, of $1,600. Now, I told you a lot of info, so let's just quickly review, because this information is going to be very important as a foundation for what I'm about to show you. We looked at the number 1 and number 2 cryptocurrency, Bitcoin and Ethereum. Bitcoin had a hard fork because of the slow transaction speeds and high transaction fees, and that fork created a gift. Remember, I told you that for every Bitcoin holder, they got Bitcoin Cash for free. It was a gift. And now Bitcoin Cash has hit an all-time high this year at $1,635. Ethereum, the number 2 cryptocurrency, actually has greater usage because of the technology behind it called smart contracts. And these smart contracts help companies, banks, governments with security, by the way, high security, detailed processes, a way for them to store sensitive data, and more. Now, let me tell you that companies in the future not using smart contract technology, they're not going to be able to survive. They just will not be able to compete with those companies who use smart contracts. Now, because Ethereum has a community of over 115 million users, it started to have some of those same issues that Bitcoin had. The speed of Ethereum is now very slow, and the transaction fees are very high. However, good news, this problem has created a benefit for us. The same programmers, developers, coders, and financial experts behind Ethereum has created a new and more powerful technology. And with that, I'm so happy to announce that Ethereum had a major event. On May 1st, it had its first hard fork, and it created a new token. And that new token is called EtherLite. Please write that down. You're going to be seeing that many, many times over. EtherLite will be 1,000 times faster. And transaction fees will be much, much lower. In fact, I've heard that transaction fees will be 1,000 times less. Now, wouldn't that be nice? Instead of paying hundreds of dollars, now we can get back to paying pennies for a transaction? Yes, this is our answer, EtherLite. So now finally, I'm here to show you how we're going to profit from this hard fork of Ethereum. Again, my name is Gail, but I so proudly go by the name of Mrs. EtherLite. I will tell you, on my first webinar here, I actually had been going by the name Mrs. Satoshi. And I was known as Mrs. Satoshi because I really, really loved Bitcoin and I got to know all about it. But I cannot tell you how much more I resonate with the Ethereum community and this new token called EtherLite. So the first benefit that we are going to have is if you have owned Ethereum on May 1st, okay? If in your decentralized Ethereum wallet, if you had any Ethereum on there, on May 1st, you will receive a gift, but it's not 1-to-1. You're going to receive 10-to-1. You are going to receive 10 EtherLite tokens for free. It will be airdropped into your decentralized wallet for every Ethereum that you hold. EtherLite will be listed on Binance, which is the world's largest crypto exchange, on July 1st. Everybody, write that down. We're going to have a big party that day, and I assure you the world will never be the same. So write that down. On July 1st, EtherLite will be listed on the world's largest crypto exchange, Binance. If you want to see how many of these EtherLite tokens you will get if you had Ethereum in your wallet, okay, on May 1st, I want to point out you can go to this website, etherlite.org, and there's a section here that says airdrop. You will simply copy and paste your wallet address, your Ethereum wallet address, and it already knows how many you had on May 1st, and you'll click the check button, and it will tell you how many EtherLites you are getting for free that will be airdropped into your wallet. We've been told that the airdrop will begin on July 1st, and instead of giving it to you in one lump sum, they're going to actually divide it in 12 and give it to you accordingly, monthly, okay? Okay, so that is the, that is what we call the breakfast money, okay? But there's more, because not everybody, sometimes some of us, we skip breakfast. Some of us didn't have Ethereum in our wallets, right? And so, but there's more. Let me tell you, the second benefit is that the same programmers, coders, developers, and financial people have also developed a parallel platform called Open Alexa Protocol. Please write that down. This is going to be also very important. Open Alexa Protocol. The purpose of OAP is to build an even larger community while giving us the opportunity to earn Ethereum. Yes, and may I say, from the comfort of our home or from anywhere you wish to be. You know what? I've been at the beach enjoying the beautiful sunset while I talk to people about Open Alexa Protocol, and I've been all over the place, because I'm free to do whatever I want, where I want, and that is what we have here. So consider this as turning your smartphone into an ATM machine, okay? So again, the team who are behind Ethereum and EtherLite have initiated this project, and it is done to grow the community and to help us earn Ethereum on smart contracts. So let us look at CoinMarketCap, because this OAP has a token. Yes, and it is listed on CoinMarketCap. It's called OAP, and it is trading for $4.67 today. And again, I timestamped that. You can check it out for yourself. And this is why this is so valuable. OAP has a limit of 10 million tokens. That is by design. Remember, Bitcoin has a limit of 21 million tokens or coins by design. OAP has a limit of 10 million, less than half of what Bitcoin has. And that means it's going to be even more rare. And remember, it follows that law of supply and demand. So you want to make sure that if you can get OAP, that you grab them up, okay? All right, so this OAP platform will give us double leverage to earn Ethereum while building a community that will raise the value. Consider it again as a crypto making machine with your smartphone. Now, I'm happy to also tell you, with this platform, there's no company owner. If you are going to get paid in Ethereum, don't you want to have it where it is your own business? You get full privacy. And when I say full privacy, oh my gosh, I'm so excited to tell you something. There is nobody asking for what your name is. No one asking for your phone number or your address. No one's going to ask you for even your email address. And guess what, everybody? This morning, I had a wonderful conversation with a very dear friend of mine. She's also a crypto gal. And she got excited after I told her about this last night. And we were signing her and her father up. And you know what? There was a problem that we just couldn't figure out at first. And then she said, you know what? I have my VPN on. I wonder if that's the problem. And I quickly said to her, guess what? Here, you do not have to ever turn on the VPN. No VPN needed, okay? So all of those things that are eliminated make it easier for us. But here's the bigger thing I want to share with you. You get instant payout directly into your wallet, your actual wallet that you can do what you please. Okay, in other words, there's no company wallet where you have to ask for permission to transfer your earnings. There's no rules about you have to be able to transfer a minimum of a certain amount. There's also no maximum. And there's no schedule for someone telling you when you can withdraw your money. You know, I was in a company not too long ago where they said, you can withdraw every week, but only once a week. And that day is on Mondays. And it starts at midnight and it goes until 11 a.m. And I thought, wow, that's really specific. Now, let me ask you guys, what happens on Monday? Is Monday a crazy day? Yeah. And so you know what? Every week I would say to myself, okay, I'm going to stay up until midnight and I'm going to do my withdrawal. But you know what? Midnight would come around and I'm like, okay, I had another fun week. I'm kind of tired. You know what? I'm going to go to bed and I'm going to do the withdrawal in the morning. So the morning comes, and because it's Monday, you know how like Monday comes around and you're like, okay, it's Monday. It's not like you jump out of bed, right? Well, anyways, you get up late. And then you're thinking, okay, 7 o'clock. And then if you're like me, you've got a family, you know, you're running around and, you know, maybe your kids are, you know, asking you for something. Your spouse is asking you for something. You've got to fix breakfast. You've got the office calling. And before you know it, you look up at the clock and it's 12 noon. Now, when was that transaction time where you could withdraw? They said midnight to 11 a.m. Again, I missed it. You have no idea how many times I missed it because of that crazy Monday. And then you'd have to wait a whole nother week. I'm making a big deal out of that because there's no such thing as your money going into someone else's someone else's wallet where you have to ask for permission. It is your hard-earned money, okay? Another thing is, I was with another company where they said, sorry, you cannot withdraw more than $500. I was trying to withdraw $3,000. I made $3,000 that week, and I'm trying to withdraw it. And I get this pop-up that says, sorry, maximum exceeded. And I'm like looking at it, and in teeny little words, it says $500 maximum per week. And I was like, oh, no, because I want to make a lot of money, and I don't want someone telling me how much of my money I could take out. So here, I want to put your mind at ease. You have total control of your money because what you earn goes directly into your own wallet. So finally, how can you profit? We've got two activities that we do here. First of all, we want you to join the community. We want to grow that community so we create demand. And as a member, you will pay 0.1 of an Ethereum. Now today, as we saw, Ethereum is at about $1,960. So you'll pay approximately $196. But as a reward, look at this, you will receive 10 OAP. The second activity, which is actually optional, is to join what we call the binary. For joining, you will pay another 0.1 Ethereum, and as a reward, you will receive another 10 OAP. Now, let me share something with you. This binary pro, this is a structure where if you would like to share with other people, you will want to do activity number 2. Okay, that will give you the additional benefit of earning Ethereum while you while you try to collect more of these OAPs, also because you will receive 10 OAP if you purchase a package for 0.1 Ethereum. Now the incentive is that for each OAP token, you will have the ability to exchange it for 210 EtherLites. Do you guys see the connection? We've got programmers and developers who created a parallel platform to support the community, make it bigger, and the ability for us to earn Ethereum. And for that, we're going to get these OAPs, which we can exchange for EtherLite, but for 210 EtherLite for each OAP. Now, if you join both the membership and the Bin Pro, you will receive a total of 20 OAPs. Each OAP, again, is exchangeable for 210 EtherLites. 20 OAPs will give you 4,200 EtherLites. Write that down, 4,200 EtherLites. Now, if some of you are wondering, oh, well, will that always be? I'm here to tell you, this is the banner that comes up on our website. We're launching soon. Remember that date, July 1st? I want to read this out to you. OAP to Etl ratio will always, forevermore always be 1 OAP to 210 EtherLites. Okay? Now, but the free airdrop quantities will be adjusted as per market rate of ETLs from July 1st. So I'm going to just tell you right now, July 1st is a very important date. Now, remember the 10 OAPs that you get for joining the community? That will be adjusted. So now is the time. Now is the time to get in. After July 1st, that ratio of getting 10 OAPs for joining the community, that will change. It has to change. You know why? Because OAP is limited. There's only 10 million. Okay? So we're looking at about a month and a week to really gather up all the people that we love and care about to share with them. And then also for yourself to accumulate as many OAPs as you can, because again, 1 OAP will always be able to be exchangeable for 210 EtherLites. Now, also, if you go to etherlite.org website, now I do believe that this has been taken down only because they're going through the changes we just went through on ICO, but this is a screenshot that if you wanted to see the exchange, you see here that you spend 1 OAP and you get 210 EtherLites. Okay, so let's talk about those 4,200 EtherLites that you just got, which you paid approximately $490 for. Okay, that's with Ethereum at
Mrs. EtherLite.
Yes.
Mrs. EtherLite.
Yes.
Can you bring back the slide? Bring back the one that you just passed. The slide.
Sure.
There's a person who I want you to take a breather. There's a person who I just got to the message and he has been asking this question of where is it documented that July 1st will be able to swap OAPs for EtherLite. Please, guys, take it. No. Wait. They don't want to see this on OAP because they are saying it's not EtherLite website. So just go to the next one. That you just.
Okay, wait.
Yeah. The screenshot.
Which one?
No, the screenshot.
Oh, the screenshot. Okay,
screenshot
this one.
Of 210.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me tell you
that one. So
right now you cannot do, because remember, EtherLite is not on the exchange yet. Okay, so you will be able to do that after July, on July 1st and after. Is that the question of when?
Yeah, no. I just want them to see officially that this is the EtherLite.org website.
Right.
And this was
That's correct.
during pre-ICO, and I just want and this question has come up several times, and we've answered
Many times.
it. So I just
Yes.
wanted to call for his or her attention, just to see that
Okay.
this is officially from EtherLite.org.
Yes.
Continue. Let me
Yes.
not disturb you. Thanks. Bye.
Awesome. And you know what? I'm glad you took some time here to really point this out, because, there's a lot of people out there who have had bad experiences. And even myself, I've been in programs where the owner ran off and, took away, and, they would tell us a program was going to work a certain way. So, if you have any doubts, it's okay to have that, because, you probably had maybe an experience like that. But we're here to share with you all the ways that you could see how this is real and how this is all going to work out. Okay. And believe me, like I said, we have 4 or 5 of these presentations every day all around the world, and always stay with the community. With these Zooms, we have the ability to communicate. So only join when you are 100% sure and confident that this is what you want to do. Okay. Okay. So with that, I'll move forward. Now, speaking of your 4,200 EtherLites, which you paid approximately $490. How did you pay that? Remember, we joined the community for 0.1, and then we joined the Bin Pro for another 0.1, for a total of 0.2 Ethereum. Okay, and with the cost of 1 Ethereum at $1,960 plus gas fees. Now, gas fees were very low last night. They were as low as $28. But I just added on a gas fee of $50 for each transaction, so that's $100 plus the cost of the Ethereum. And so, picture this: that you're paying $490 to have the ability to now hold it for future growth. When EtherLite is valued at $1, and by the way, we hit this on the ICO, you paid $490. And now have a value of $4,200? Come on, you guys, would you do that? Would you pay $490 to get a value of $4,200 when EtherLite hits $1? And by the way, on the ICO, it did hit $1. I would do that all day long. This is what I call a no-brainer, okay? Now, is it possible that EtherLite could hit $10? Yes, I believe so. In the crypto space, as we've seen, the trends that it could, and if it does, and again, I'm not making any promises, your EtherLite with 4,200 of them at $10 will be worth $42,000. When EtherLite hits $100, that's $420,000. When EtherLite hits $1,000, now it is of my opinion, based on what I've seen and studied and such, and also that if the baby of Bitcoin can hit $1,600 without having a smart technology that EtherLite has, and also EtherLite has gonna have a bigger community, I, of my own opinion, do think and believe with all my heart that EtherLite could hit $1,000. And now that would mean that your $490 just turned into $4.2 million. It's almost as unbelievable as that pizza story I told you, right? But it's real. And guess what? I put these 2 yellow stars here to remind myself to tell you something important. All of this activity that I'm talking about was done without even sponsoring anyone. This is you simply joining the community, joining the Bin Pro to have the ability to share it with other people, and you can have any of this, okay? So again, that is what we call the lunch money. And so guess what? There's more, because there's dinner. I'm gonna quickly show you dinner, okay? So dinner is the Bin Pro. It's that activity. Now you join it, and now this will bring you extra income in Ethereum. So action 1, you join the 2x2 community. Your compensation is you will receive 84% from your first 2 members. Oh, you guys, if you show this to people and just bring them to our webinars, we will show them what a no-brainer this is. I just have to go back there again, right? You've spent $490. When it gets to just $1, it's now valued at $4,200. That's a no-brainer. So you can find 2 people that can join you. And when you do, you get 84% twice of what they came in at the 0.1 of an Ethereum. And then you're going to team build and help other people. And when you do, we have a very unique and wonderful structure. It is unlike any binary I've ever seen, where you actually take your other people beyond your first 2 and you help build your community underneath yourself. You're helping your people, which then excites them and brings in more people, which then helps you. Okay, so that's activity number 1. Activity number 2, you're going to join the BinPro for, again, either 0.1, but we have actually other packages. So 0.1 bronze is the minimum, and you will get 10 OAP for 2,100 EtherLites. If you wish to join the silver, and you can jump around, you don't have to start at the bronze, and also you can buy multiple packages. But you can see here, you will pay a certain amount of Ethereum, like gold, you'll pay 1 Ethereum, but you'll get 100 OAP. Now, let me share something with you guys. Yesterday, I signed up somebody who bought 3 gold packages. And at the current price, last night it was around $2,300. He paid about $7,000. But with the EtherLites that he received, and at that current price of EtherLites, with 3 gold packages, he has over 63,000 EtherLites. Now, just do the math. With the value of 1 EtherLite being $1, that's $63,000 of value for $7,000 that he paid for. Is that incredible? Again, I can say no brainer, okay? So these are the packages that you can purchase, and you can purchase multiple of them, okay? If you want to buy 3 gold packages like he did, you can certainly do that, and that's why he ended up with 63,000 EtherLites. Now, with the BinPro, when you bring somebody in who signs up directly with you, you will get also a 10% commission. And then we go into the binary structure, which I will lay out, and you will get a 15% commission on that. Now, it is also important for me to note here and tell you that there is a 10 times capping on all earnings throughout the binary plan. And the reason for that is because we want to remain viable. You see, if you want to have a program that helps everybody, there does have to be some kind of cap, but the way that you can get around that is you can buy more packages. You see, the capping is 10 times of the package that you purchase. So let's go back and let's say, for example, you buy a bronze package at 0.1. 0.1 times 10 is 1 Ethereum. So you can earn up to 1 Ethereum before you hit the cap. Silver is 0.3. So times 10 is 3 Ethereum, and so on. If you buy a platinum package for 5 Ethereum, 5 times 10 is 50 Ethereum is your cap, okay? And again, you can buy multiple packages. And I have seen this work really well. You know why? Because we're making money, and when we make money, we will buy more packages, but we get more ETL. It's like a win-win-win, okay? So that's the binary. Okay, so now let's talk about the structure. So binary is called the binary because there's 2 people underneath you. You've got a left side and a right side. So picture you at the top of your own binary and draw a line in the middle. And that is to denote that you have a left side and you have a right side. So you get excited and you talk to 2 of your friends. So you've got John here on your left and you've got Mike here on your right. And they see the light and they're like, yes, I want to join the community and I also want to join the BinPro. And so just by signing those 2 gentlemen up, you will receive 84% from John and 10% direct, because he's also direct to you. You will receive 84% of the 0.1 of him joining the community, and then for the for Mike joining the BinPro, you will also receive 10%. 10% of what? 10% of the package that they purchase. So let's say each of them purchases a gold package for 1 Ethereum. You will receive 10% of 1 Ethereum from each of them. Okay, so far that's what we've made. We've made 84% from John, 10% also from John, 84% from Mike, and 10% from Mike. Now, there's the 15% binary. So how does a binary work? A binary works in this way. You draw a line in the middle, and you look at the volume on the left, and you look at the volume on the right. At each day, when you compare the volume on the left and right, you'll take the smaller value, and that will be what you will get 15% of, okay? So if John bought a gold package and Mike bought a gold package too, you're gonna get 15% of the gold package value, okay? And then guess what? It doesn't stop there. Write this down. The binary goes to infinity. What do I mean by that? Well, guess what? John got so excited, he told 2 friends, and now he started his own binary. He got one on the left and one on his right. Mike over here got excited too and told 2 friends, and they joined one on the left and one on the right. But guess what? Those 2 people here and those 2 people there, they're in your binary. But now these 2 people here are on your left, and these 2 people here are on your right. And again, you put the line down the middle. At the end of the day, you look at the volume on the left and the volume on the right, and you will take a commission of 15% of the smaller volume. That's called your pay leg, okay? Okay, so I hope that that makes sense to you. Now, here is an easy plan. It is easy if you make it easy, simple. Just talk to 2 people and show them how to talk to 2 people. And when you reach up to 100,000 pairs in a year, what that means is 1,000 pairs will get you 15,000 Ethereums. 15,000 Ethereums. Now, when you have 15,000 Ethereum and Ethereum is at $3,300, that is $50 million. $50 million. That's why we call that the dinner money. Now, what follows dinner? Dessert. Yes, I've got one more part. Dessert that I'm going to speak to you about. Dessert is something you should not have every day, and that's a good thing. We want to have our health to enjoy all of our accomplishments, right? And so dessert is identified as the ICO. It is an invitation for you to participate in the BCO/ICO, and the timeline is now. It started last week when the ICO launched on May 15th, and it will go until June 30th. So you have this time frame if you'd like to purchase them. But what is the tokens valued at right now? It changes. You see this initial bond curve offering? That means that as more people purchase, and then there are other factors. The amount will vary from day to day. In fact, it varies, practically every hour. But we're leading up to July 1st when it goes onto the Binance exchange. It's always better, for the most part, to buy on the ICO, which is likened to a IPO, which is what they use in stocks, which is called the initial public offering. In the cryptocurrency space, the ICO is the initial coin offering, okay? So let me tell you something. There was a group of us who were very, very privy, and what I mean by that is privilege, to have had the opportunity to buy EtherLite on a pre-ICO basis, okay? And what we did was, we were told that it had to be by private invitation. There was a private invitation required for the pre-ICO, and you had to have Ethereum, okay? Also, there was a minimum requirement of $10,000. Well, guess what? Not everybody had $10,000, and not everybody had a private invitation, and not everybody actually even knew about the pre-ICO. But if you are here today, you're learning about the ICO. If you want to participate in the ICO, I'm going to quickly tell you about it because I actually have something better than the ICO to tell you about. But for those of you who want a complete education in this, what you're going to do is you're again going to go to etherlite.org. You're going to connect your wallet. You're going to see here a box here, and it's not purple. I made this purple box to just kind of emphasize where I want you to go. And you're going to enter the number of Ethereums you want to spend. And because of that fluctuating price, you will then be told how many EtherLites you will get for the number of Ethereums, okay? But guess what? I don't want you to actually go here. I want to tell you it's available, but I have discovered that there is something better. And first of all, I want to tell you, when the pre-ICO ended and the ICO happened, there was mass advertising on what building? The Burj Khalifa. I already mentioned that. The Burj Khalifa, however, I didn't say, is the tallest building in the entire world. If you want something to be seen, you can pay to have advertising on the Burj Khalifa, and it costs millions of dollars. Well, guess what? The people behind EtherLite, the EtherLite Foundation, has put up millions of dollars to have these banners on the Burj Khalifa in Dubai. Dubai is one of the wealthiest places you can go on this planet. And I've been there. And let me tell you, I'm really small. I don't say short. I'm small. I'm 4'11". And look at this building, the tallest building. I have stood right next to it. And it's amazing. But look at this banner on this tall building. It says low network fees. And look at this one, the biggest ICO of 2021. Yes, indeed, we can claim that. If you go to ICOmarks.com, you can find all of the other coins that are being offered on an ICO. Now, we're not only being advertised here on the Burj Khalifa, we're also in Times Square. So look at this. For all DeFi and NFTs, Ethereum Fork. And then here's the EtherLite banner. And then here's another huge EtherLite banner. Do you think all those hundreds of people that walk through Times Square might just notice what EtherLite might be? Yeah, hopefully. So, did you miss purchasing EtherLite on the ICO? Well, if you did, do not cry, do not get mad. I've got a better solution for you. You see, right now, and again, I like to give you real life information. I'm not going to hide or sugarcoat anything. Today, May 23rd at 9:21 a.m., I took a picture. The EtherLite ICO is at 65 cents. Now, for those of you that bought it, I think we all bought it at a lower amount because we were expecting it to be like maybe 10 cents. And when it shot up quickly to 30 cents and then 60 cents, and it did hit $1, don't worry about it hitting the 65 cents because there's a lot of activity going around that influences that. But remember, the big date that you want to focus on is July 1st. But again, I want to give you real data. So today I saw that EtherLite could be purchased for 65 cents on the ICO. Now, look at this. Do not worry if you didn't get to purchase it or if you don't want to purchase it at 65 cents. I've given you an example here of you either choice A, participating in the ICO, or choice B, participate with us with OAP and the BIN Pro. You take $490. The reason why I came up with that, because that's how much it costs for you to join the 2x2, get a bronze package, and including gas fees will cost you $490. So let's take that same $490 and let's apply it to the ICO. So you buy the EtherLites at 65 cents, you will get 754 EtherLite tokens. With that, again, just do the math, that is valued at $490. Here on this side, when you join the community and buy the bronze package, you get 4,200 EtherLites. And at a value of 65 cents, look at this, your value is $2,730. Would you rather have $2,700 or $490? I think I know your answer. And it better be that you want to be on this side, because let me show you the impact of when it hits $10. If you buy from the ICO, when EtherLite hits $10, you will have a value of $7,540 on this side. Over here, $42,000. Over here at $100 for each EtherLite, $75,400. And over here, $420,000. But again, I believe, and I'm looking forward to the day EtherLite hits $1,000, and you will have $754,000 here, which isn't bad, but wouldn't you rather have $4.2 million? And again, this is without even sponsoring anybody yet. And there's more. When you join us here in our membership, we're building a community which will help to increase the value of EtherLite. When our members and ourselves buy packages, everyone earns commissions in Ethereum. Also, as a community, we will be privy, again, privileged, to know firsthand what are some of the other products and projects coming up for the future. So I hope you can agree with me that buying on the ICO is not as good as participating in our OAP and VidPro activity. So with that, in essence, this is what the bottom line is. If you're participating in the ICO and get ETL at 65 cents, or in essence, what happens is when you participate in the OAP and VinPro, you're actually getting your EtherLite at 12 cents. Listen, everybody, that's 53 cents less per ETL. So please do not purchase or get your ETLs through the ICO. Please participate with us and have more fun, okay? So plug in your numbers. I hope by now you've thought of a number of what your goal is. I'm almost done because we have some other people I'd like to hear from. And we're going to now take that number and plug in those numbers and see what will your package of EtherLites become in value when you plug it into these numbers. So your next steps will be to consult with your inviter and plan out how you want to be involved. I do hope that you participate in both the community and the BinPro. And then next, you want to set up your wallet. You need to set it up so you can store and receive your Ethereum, your EtherLites, and your OAP. If you have an Android phone, please download the Trust Wallet. If you have an iPhone, please download the MetaMask. And very important, please secure your 12 seed words. This is so important because you will not be able to restore your wallet if you lose your phone or destroy it. And your inviter can tell you more about it.